right? So come to your seat and maybe we can just look and see old friends and new. For those of you joining live from all over, people have come together to practice, and that's always a joyful moment. We may know each other, we may not know each other, but we have a similar aim and purpose, right? And that similar aim and purpose can connect us across the world, across the hearts. And this is the meaning of this Sangha, this community united in truth. So anytime during the practice or even after, if you feel disconnected, isolated, lonely, remember, we are with you. And not just us, but the essence and power of the practice that spans so many thousands of years and fundamentally is about freedom from suffering. Gently closing your eyes if you haven't already. And letting the mind enter the field of acceptance. So whether the body is tense or fearful or agitated or tired or energetic, whether the mind is moving fast or slow, whether the heart feels pain or joy. We give space and time to allow the experience, which in the rest of the day, rest of our lives, perhaps we don't allow or accept, and we're constantly trying to change or do or shape the experience. And today we'll start to breathe in Vishama Vritti, longer exhalation than your inhalation. So if you're breathing in for at least a rate of 4, then you're breathing out up to 8 seconds. It can be 6, 7, 8, just a longer breath out. We can even start to tone the back of the throat in Ujjayi so that the sound of the breath can help the mind to focus, and through focus can help the mind to relax. Smoothing out any bumps or pauses in the breathing, and living in this scientific yogic truth that by changing our breath, we can change the grooves that our mind flows in. It's like coming upon a new stream that bends in a different direction. Inhaling, bringing the palms together if you'd like in front of the heart for Anjali Mudra, for our invocation. Invoking the forces, visible, invisible, that protect us, that guide us, and that support us. While the words are in Sanskrit, the vibration is one of deep support. Om. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karevavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. As you exhale, if the palms are together, lay them back down on the lap, face down. Take an inhale to rise the shoulders up towards the ears and then back away from you, sliding the shoulder blades down the back, creating more space across the front of your chest, the collarbones. And start to lift the base of the occiput, the skull, so that the chin comes slightly in and down, and you can feel the neck spine getting longer. As the neck spine lifts, the middle of the back lifts. As the middle of the back lifts, it creates more space for your belly organs, pelvic organs. Getting ready for Kapalbhati, forceful exhale, passive inhale, clearing the way. Right, for me, Kapalbhati is like when you are walking down an unused trail and you pick up the stones and rocks so that the rest of the path can be clear. So we're just clearing the mind. As you inhale, bring your mind up the spine towards the soft palate. Lightly hold the breath there and draw up Mula Bandha, contracting the pelvic floor. And then beginning forceful exhale, passive inhale. If you're in your cycle, you just continue with the breath rate that we were doing before, longer exhalation. Go ahead and begin as you're ready, 36 rounds. Feeling that force of the exhalation, filling the skull, filling the face. And it's like literally a breath of fresh air, removing any stagnation in the mind. Whenever you're finished, relaxing your breathing again, normal, natural breaths. This time we'll start to open up the accessory muscles of breathing by inhaling, taking the arms out and up. If you can, interlace the fingers and flip the palms, extending through the elbows. But remember, the shoulder blades are sliding down towards the tailbone. Neck is extending, chin is in slightly. And just take 2 or 3 deep breaths here, starting to stretch the lung tissue and all of the supporting muscles that hold the lungs and the heart. That hold both love and grief. Good. With your next inhalation, rising the mind up the spine again towards the roof of the mouth, the soft palate region. Keep the face absolutely relaxed to your capacity. Draw up or contract the pelvic floor, and then beginning again 36 rounds of Kapalbhati or just longer, deeper exhalations. Go ahead. Whenever you're finished, the arms will descend down on an exhalation. Take your time. Even just by raising the arms, perhaps you can feel where the tension has accumulated in the layers of the body tissue. Gently blinking the eyes open, right? You'll lean back, maybe stretch out your legs first. Just start to shake the legs out to the sides and back. Any tension built up in the joints before we come to stand. Right? Usually when we require grounding practice, we think like laying down a lot, right? But grounding can be utilizing the strength of our legs. So once the legs feel, amply relaxed, I don't even know if that's a word, amply, bend your knees and then step onto your feet and then rise up. You all would be a little bit more graceful than me these days, right? Good. Go ahead and step towards the middle of your mat. We'll do some hasta vinyasas, opening up those upper chest, upper back region, right, where we hold our tension. So the feet can be together or separate, hip width apart, whatever's most comfortable in Tadasana, mountain pose. And then see if you can energize down through the heel bones. That means give a slight pressure of your heel bones into the ground. You'll feel the leg muscles tense just slightly. And that tension is good. It means there's support. The muscles are coming in towards the bones and supporting this upright posture. Good. As you inhale, take the arms out and up. With Ujjayi, feeling that long breath, maybe interlace and press the palms up at the peak. Stretch, stretch, stretch the spine. And then as you exhale, separate the hands and lower the arms down. You don't have to follow my pace. Again, inhale, arms out and up. This time at the peak of the inhale, maybe hold the breath just for a pause. And then exhale and release. One more time. Your own pace of breath, holding at the top just for a pause, enough that it's comfortable. Feeling that flooding of energy in the center of the spine, and then exhaling and releasing. Very good. Next inhalation, again, take the arms out and up. This time, interlace the fingers, press the palms up. As you exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides and take the hands behind the head. You can even cup the back of the skull in the palms. It might be feeling very supporting to everything that you're thinking, considering, right? Good. Now, as you inhale next, spread the elbows wider apart. Right? Don't pull or force, just a gentle reach of the elbows out to the sides. Feel the upper lungs opening. And then exhale completely. Imagining the breath emptying all the way down to the bottoms of the lungs. Again, inhale. Widen the collarbones, widen the elbows, the arms. Support the back of your skull completely. And then exhale completely, emptying to the bottommost feeling of the lungs, wherever that is for you right now. Good. With your next breath in, press the heels down as you raise the arms up. right? Stretching the side body, and then exhale, release the arms out to the sides and down again. Take a resting breath in between, maybe dim the eyes or close the eyes, focusing on the heart region, all the sensations that are building up in the chest. Good. With your next inhale, take your arms behind you, interlace the fingers and point the pointer fingers down towards the heels. Yeah. Good. Now draw the shoulder blades together at the back of the body so that the shoulder points reach back instead of pointing forward. As you inhale, keep pointing down towards your heels, lift the breastbone, lift the face to the sky. As you exhale, come back to the previous position. The hands will slide back up towards the buttocks, perhaps. As you inhale, the hands slide down towards the thighs as the breastbone lifts and the face opens to the sky. And as you exhale, coming back to the previous position. All right, this time we'll hold as you inhale, lifting the breastbone, lifting the face. The fingers don't even have to interlace. They can just be reaching down towards the heels. Continue to breathe here. Exhaling, feeling the power of the legs to hold you upright, and inhaling. It's almost as though there's a hand in between the shoulder blades, lifting the heart and the breastbone up towards the ceiling. The face is serene and soft. Eyes are more dimmed than open. Good. And then with your next inhalation, gently bring the head back first. Relax the arms by the sides. Take a resting breath in between. Good. As you breathe in, again, let's take the arms out and up. Every movement of the arms up, the blood is draining back into the heart. Reach up with the palms and then look forward as you exhale, side bend to the right side. Very gentle reach. As you inhale, you'll come back through center. And as you exhale, over to the left side. Good. Breathing in, back through center. This time we'll stay on the right. Breathing out, over to the right side. If it's difficult to have the arms up overhead, you can even hold opposite elbows, opposite wrists, or just take the hands on the hips and find that leaning movement. Good. Longer exhalations now, right? So that we can relax those muscles that support our heart and lungs. And really support the body in its own healing process and integration process. Integrating difficult emotions, difficult experiences, not just personal, social, political, relational. As you press into the feet, rise up, gaze forward, and as you exhale, this time over to the left side, right? Feeling how the lateral bending is a support mechanism for the organs in the heart, in the chest region. The longer exhalations start to dissolve the knots of tension. Good. And then breathing in, rising up, and breathing out, relax the arms down by the sides. Soft joints, close the eyes, focus the mind in the pranasthana deep in the heart, the place of prana, the home of your breath. Allowing yourself, again, accommodating more and more feeling without changing. Right, last movement for the heart and lungs here. As you inhale, let's take the arms out to the sides in a T shape, fingers together. And then as you exhale, start to twist the body towards the right. Keep both feet flat on the ground. And then you can choose. The twist can include the hips, or the hips can remain forward, and you can just twist from the hips up, the belly, the ribs, the shoulders, the head and neck. See what feels most nourishing and grounding to the body. Good. Now stay here. Just turn the chin back over the center of your chest, the center of your breastbone. And then as you exhale, focus on the twist in the lowermost parts of the spine. And then begin to turn the head and neck on the next exhalation so that the origination point of the twist is lower down in the spine rather than up in the flexibility of the neck and the head. Good. As you inhale, right, just feel your body springing back to the center. Lift the arms slightly, and then as you exhale, over towards the left side. Right. Remembering to bring the head back over the breastbone as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, pressing into your feet and finding a deeper relationship with the twist, deeper down in the body. And then turning the head and neck. As you turn the head and neck, keep the gaze fixed on something behind you. If your gaze is fixed, the mind becomes fixed. Long, deep inhalations, long, deep exhalations. Good. And then use the next inhalation to spring back to center. Lift the arms slightly and use the next exhalation to lower the arms down. Very good. Take a resting breath here, right? So all of this energy now that we focused in opening the accessory muscles of breathing, you might feel now you need more support in the base of your body, in the pelvis and the low back, right? So we'll start to open up the low back. Uttanasana variations. As you inhale, take the arms up or hands to the hips. Flip the palms at the peak. As you exhale, come into Ardha Uttanasana. Bring the hips back and the heart parallel with the ground, face looking down. Inhale, rising up. If it's comfortable to do so, either a slight back bend or arcing the upper back at the peak of your inhale, looking up. Look down as you exhale, and then bring the hips back and the spine parallel with the ground. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Good. One more time. Inhale, rising up. Good. Now, as you exhale, come into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Stay here as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let go of the hands, down the legs, let go of the head, coming into full forward fold, right? Deeply bend the knees. Maybe you can separate the legs and soften the experience of the spine into the body. A nice option is just to hold the shins or hold a block in front of the feet so you feel that support. Again, turn the chin in slightly towards the notch of the throat so you can allow the energy and blood circulation to come into the base of the skull, the brainstem region, where we hold our emotions and experience of basic survival, safety, and then that connects down into the base of our body in the Muladhara chakra. Good. With your next exhalation, go ahead and bend your knees, come down into a squat, Utkatasana, right? Round the upper back, drop the head down. Inhale, lift the head slightly, lift the chest, palms down onto the ground. And then step or hop back or forward, depending where you are on your mat, into a high push-up position. Hold here, not holding the breath, but holding the posture now, feeling the strength of the limbs, pressing down to hold the rest of the body upright. As you exhale, lower the knees to the ground, relax the tops of the feet, and as you inhale, drag the mat towards you to bring the heart forward and up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. The back of the neck can remain long, so you can look down, look up, whatever's comfortable for you. With your next exhalation, bring your hips back towards the heels, towards Balasana, child's pose. Stay there, or at the last moment, lift the knees and come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're going to be here about 3 to 5 breaths. So stay somewhere that's nourishing. And if you're in downward facing dog and you decide to come down, that's fine. Right? Even inhale, even exhale. Relax the jaw joint and let there be space in the mouth, in the sockets of the eyes, in the space of the nostrils. Good. With your next exhalation, if you're in Balasana, child's pose, please come up to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend your knees, gaze forward, and then step or hop forward towards your squatting position. Utkatasana. Good. As you inhale, slide your hands back to help to press the legs long as you fold over them. Uttanasana, forward fold. Exhale, bring the nose closer towards the legs, softening the knees. Inhale, hands to the hips or reach the arms out, interlace the fingers, and then rise up through the half version and all the way up to the sky. Standing up tall. And exhale, arms down by the sides. Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. Now let your breath go. If your heart is beating fast, relax your breathing. Just wait and let your experience be in the limbo state, right? Not doing anything, not generating anything. Just seeing what it's like to be in the space in between. Good. As you're ready, start to deepen your breathing again and come to the middle of the long edge of your mat. From here, it would be quite useful if you have something like a block. We're going to come into Parshva Konasana variations or side angle, right? And sometimes it's nice to have something to place the hand on. So you can place, if you have 2 blocks, one on the right side, one on the left side. If you just have one, just one on the right side. Good. Ready? Now, as you inhale, take the arms out to the sides, fingers together. As you exhale, start to bend your knees. At the end of the exhalation, step or hop the feet apart. Feet can be parallel today, right? So you want a comfortable distance, but not so wide that you don't feel connected back into your pelvis, right? Can you still feel the root of the legs in the pelvis? If that's so, then you're at a good distance apart. Generally, we say wrists over ankles, but it might be shorter for you, right? Good. Now, as you exhale, turn the right toes to the right side. Keep the left foot as it is. Inhale here. Feel the lift of the side ribs. And then as you exhale next, bend into your right knee and take your right forearm onto the right thigh as you reach the left arm up overhead. And as you reach, really reach, pressing down through the left foot, strengthening and stretching the whole side body. Good. With your next breath in, Start to straighten that right leg and come back to center. Turn the right toes forward. As you exhale, turn the left toes to the left side. Inhale here. And then with your next exhalation, left knee bends. You don't lean the shoulders forward. Shoulders stay over the hips. Forearm to the thigh. And then reach the right arm long, even bowing or creating an arc across the ribs of the right side. So they reach up to the sky. Keep breathing. Good. As you inhale, start to straighten that left leg and come back to center. Turn the toes forward again. Good. Right, this time we'll move a little bit more with every half breath. So as you exhale, right toes to the right side, and then straight into Parshva with the support of the forearm on the thigh. As you inhale, back through center, toes turned forward. Exhale, left toes to the left side, and back into Parshva. And inhale, back through center, toes forward, hands on the hips, chin slightly down, and gaze either looking down or eyes closed. Relax your breathing. Bring your mind back to present attention. Either through sensation or breath or the feeling of ujjayi, maybe sounds in the room, sounds outside in nature. Something that is occurring in the present moment. Good. Now reestablish your feet. Maybe the legs feel not as stable, so you can heel toe the feet slightly closer towards one another now that you know what it feels like to be in Parshva. As you inhale, take the arms out to the sides. Exhale, right toes to the right side. And then we'll stay either forearm on the thigh now or hand onto the block. Block is to the outside of the right foot. And then the left arm extends up overhead. Start to lift the left side of the head towards the left arm and then turn the nose upwards very lightly. So it's not yanking the head to its maximum capacity. It's just a light turn of the head. Relaxing the left shoulder to your best capacity. Good. Now, as you exhale, take the left arm up and then behind the back. Either placing the back of the hand at the sacrum, the lower backbone, or hooking it towards the top of the right thigh. And seeing now, can I maintain even inhale, even exhale? If you feel like you're front loading the weight onto the right leg, press into the left leg and find the center point between the two legs. Good. Now, as you inhale, that left arm comes up, begin to straighten the right leg and rise up. Turn the toes forward. If you just have that one block, shift it over to the left side. Highest height is recommended. Good. Inhale, arms out to the sides. Exhale, left toes to the left side, bending into the left knee, feeling the whole torso shift, forearm to the thigh or hand to the block. Take the right arm up and overhead. And don't let the head hang, right? Take that right ear up towards your arm, maybe connecting them. And then inhale the arm up to the sky and wrap the arm behind the back. So that that right lung especially can feel more surface area, more absorbency of prana. Good. One more breath, smooth inhale, smooth exhale to your capacity. And then as you breathe in, begin to straighten the front leg, rise up, take the arms out to the side, toes forward. Good. As you exhale, hands to the hips, soften the knees, and then step or hop the feet together. Yeah, relax the arms down. Turn forward toward the front of your mat. And we're just going to, in a very relaxed way, come down into Shavasana and rest our body. Right? A mid-practice rest. So that means, get the support you need. We won't be here as long as we do for the end of practice Shavasana, but just to recalibrate and restore if you're feeling tired. And then build the energy. So in this Shavasana, let the breath go. Normal, natural breathing. So that the heart rate can catch up and slow down. And just observe how the breath is recalibrating your nervous system. So maybe you feel a faster breath and then eventually it becomes slower, or a more shallow breath that eventually becomes deeper on its own. You're just observing what the breath is doing in its own intelligence to find homeostasis or balance across all the systems of the body. Beautiful. Start to deepen your breathing just a little bit. So don't go to the extreme of a long breath, but little by little, start to deepen and lengthen your breath. In Samavriti, even inhale, even exhale, but maintaining that resting posture of the body. And feeling how the breath begins to wake up the body again. And once you've reached your comfortable ratio of breathing in and breathing out that you can maintain, then start to move the body, right? Start to bring the legs closer towards one another, long on the mat. Good. Point or flex the toes, starting to energize the legs. And then inhale, let's take the arms up overhead. You can interlace and flip the palms if that's comfortable for the shoulders. Otherwise, the backs of the hands on the ground. Bend the elbows as much as you need to maintain that. Feeling the whole spine lengthening right now without having to work against gravity. Now, as you exhale, right, slide the knees towards you, either one at a time or both together. Wrap the arms around the knees or the shins, Apanasana. As you inhale, come back to the previous position, the limbs extended in space. Long body. Exhale, Apanasana, both knees in. Wrap. Hold either the interlace of the fingers or wrap tightly, maybe even holding the elbows. Good. Breathing in, extending long. Moving from the center of your abdomen. And then breathing out, your next breath out, coming back into Apanasana, and then staying here, right? So the legs are relaxed. There's a slight use of your arm strength to bring the thighs and knees into the abdomen. If it's possible, the knees will remain together, otherwise hip width apart. With every exhalation, feeling the thighs descend down towards the internal organs in the belly, and every inhalation, just relaxing your effort, relaxing the arms. So exhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Give a deep massage all the way to the innermost part of your physical body. And inhale, relax that. Good. One more time. Right, now as you exhale and squeeze, let's stay there and inhale next, lifting the nose or the head towards the knees. Pawan Muktasana. Staying here for a breath or two, releasing any excess air in the lower intestines that make us feel ungrounded or unsafe. And then relax the head down, relax the feet onto the ground, feet wide, inner knees to touch, active resting pose or supported shavasana again. Move the head side to side if any tension build up across the sides of the throat. Good. Now the breathing becomes more and more subtle, more and more quiet, even ujjayi. You're still practicing ujjayi, more and more quiet. As you inhale next, start to lengthen the legs long on the mat. Take the arms up overhead again. Good. Exhale here. Bring the low back spine towards the ground. Bend the knees towards you and then extend the legs up to the sky. Extend the arms up to the sky. 90-degree angles about. Good. Breathe in. Reach the toes. Reach the fingers up, 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 up. Breathe out. Let the roots of the arms and roots of the legs descend back into the sockets of the shoulders and the hips. As you breathe in, extend and reach, 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 reach. Feeling the abdomen contract. And as you exhale, relax the rootedness back into the center of the torso. And just continue like that. It's a very subtle movement. You might not even see anything happening on the outside, but it's really felt on the inside. Good. One more. Good. And then next exhalation, bend your knees, plant the feet on the ground, arms down by the sides of the body, getting ready for Setu Bandhasana or bridge position. So feet walking close towards your buttocks. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back, chin down and in. So you're lengthening the neck spine. And then relax and widen the toes. Relax the fingers and press them down into the ground. With your next breath in, gently lift the pelvis, not to maximum, but to a comfortable point. And next breath out, gently lower. This is where you start to lengthen your breathing again. All right, let's do this 3 times. Inhale, feel the knees move away from you as the sacrum moves up into the body. The heart dips down towards the throat. And exhale, release. Your third inhalation, let's hold the posture, rising the hips, coming to a point where you know you can be stable and safe, and then staying there as you breathe out. Staying there as you breathe in. And then lowering as you breathe out. Good. Again, relax the body, maybe active rest position, feet wide, inner knees to touch. Maybe the palms flip open and the fingers curl in a symbol or a sign of relaxation for the upper arms and the heart. Let your breath go in a normal, natural pace that it wants to. And just start to feel the contact points in the back of the body, the whole earth coming up to support you. Support the brain, support the heart and lungs, support the pelvis, support the feet. Good. Now, if the eyes are closed, gently open them. Take a look around for your support, the bolster or the blocks, right? Maybe you roll over to one side and slide your blankets or your bolster towards you. We're going to be doing a supported Vipariti Karani inversion, right? Which is just inverting the pelvis very slightly and doing some vinyasas here to help us feel more integrated and grounded in the body, right? So once you have your support, you can lie back down and slide your bolster blanket or blocks underneath your pelvis, the back rim of your pelvis, right? So generally, I like the height of a bolster. It gives enough of that benefit of inversion for the pelvic organs. Good. So you come into a shape that kind of looks like a supported bridge. Yeah? Good. And then you bring the knees towards you and lift the legs up towards the sky, keeping a bend in the knees. And then if you have something wider, you can hold the sides of the blankets or the bolsters or take the arms, palms face down. Right? And then with the legs extending up, start to lengthen your breathing. If you enjoy the longer exhalation, you'll do longer exhalation than your inhalation. Otherwise, keep it in Samavriti cycle, even inhale, even exhale. You might already start to feel a little bit of pressure along the heart and the throat. That's good. As prana begins to move. Now coming into this Urdhva Konasana, this upward angle pose. As you inhale, widen the legs out into a V shape. Reach through the heels or point through the toes. As you exhale, bring the legs back together, the soles of the feet facing the sky. And we'll do that a few times. Inhale, widen the legs to your capacity. And exhale, bring the legs back. Right, this is really going to help to release and restore the hip joint. Just continue. The hip joint, knee joint, and ankle joints are no longer working against gravity, but now gravity is helping the joints to relax. Good. The next time you come into Urdhva Konasana, stay there. You can even hold the backs of your thighs or the sides of your legs with the heels of your hands if you like that extra support. Good. With your next exhalation, turn the heels towards one another, bend your knees and bring the soles of the feet together. Urdhva Baddha Konasana, your upward bound angle. Reach the arms between the legs and hold either the ankles or the feet or the tops of the toes as you drop the heels towards your perineum, your pelvic floor. Good. 2 breaths here. As you breathe in, widen the knees away from one another. Again, a gentle press of the knees away from you. And as you breathe out, the feet descend down. Very nice. Now let go of the feet. Take your arms and hold either the bolster or palms face down. Inhale, reach the legs back up towards the ceiling. Good. As you exhale, bring your right knee to bend towards you, and then open the right knee out to the right side and lay the right shin or the right ankle across the left thigh. Good. Hold the legs if you need that support. And then next exhalation, bend the left knee and bring the heel of the left foot towards the buttock. As you inhale, extend the left leg, extend the right leg. As you exhale, now bend the left knee, open the left knee out to the side, left ankle across the right thigh. And then your next exhalation, you can bend the right knee, right heel drops towards the buttock as the knee comes towards you. Very nice. And then inhale, extend. This time, one exhalation to bend the right knee across the thigh, drop the heel of the left foot towards the buttock, come into that hip stretch. Inhale, extend the legs up. And then over to the left side, left knee bends, opens up. And the right knee bends as the knee comes down. Good. And then inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, bend your knees, heels drop down towards the ground, in front of your support. Stay here a breath or two. We'll just do one last posture. If you take your arms out to the sides in a T shape, palms face down for support, and then extend the left leg long on your mat, the heel onto the ground. Be mindful that the chin isn't jutting up towards the ceiling, but is nicely tucked in. Stay here. Or if you like to do both legs long, you can. Keep the inner thighs energetically moving towards one another so the lower back feels supported. If you're doing one leg at a time, you'll switch after about 5 breaths. Close your eyes. Move into where you feel the source of your being is, and just passively observing your breathing. You can switch the legs if you're doing one at a time. The right knee bends and the left leg extends, placing the heel on the ground. Right, spending a long time inverting the pelvis, inverting the legs is so beneficial for the heart and lungs. Helps to place the organs back in their most optimal placement along the spine to receive more prana, more vital energy. And then bending both knees back onto the ground. Slide the hands down by the sides of the body or sides of the bolster. Press the palms and the feet into the ground. Inhale, lift your hips very lightly as you slide your support away from you. And just push it away. And exhale, lower the hips down. Good. Really press your lower back into the ground. And then relax into active rest, feet apart, knees together, or into Anand Balasana or happy baby, right? Bending the knees and holding the ankles or the shins, and just feeling in both postures the spinal curve of your lower back becoming more flat and supported by the ground. Good. Now relax your feet down, turn to the right side or the left side, and then gently press your way up to a seated position. Right, we were down on the ground a lot. So before we come into final Shavasana, let's do a little bit of pranayama so we can bring a balance of energy back into the body. Cross-legged position. Yeah, relax the neck, the shoulders, the head. We'll do Nadi Shodhanam, alternate nostril breathing. So no more ujjayi, just feel the breath at the nostrils and bring your dominant hand into Mrigi Mudra, folding down the peace fingers towards the palm. The thumb, the ring finger, and the pinky finger will be extended. And take that hand towards the face, chin slightly down. So I'm not going to guide a specific ratio. I'll start us off, and then you just follow the ratio of the breath as it wants to be. So breathe in through both nostrils and breathe out through both nostrils. Close the right nostril, inhale through the left, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right as you're ready, and exhale left. Inhale left. Again, you can be faster or slower than me. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. One more round together. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Now just continuing this upside down U shape, inhaling through the left and exhaling through the right, inhaling right, exhaling left, and readjusting to your optimal breath rate, softening the face. Face is serene and quiet. About 2 or 3 rounds on your own. Nadi Shodhanam really helps to balance both parts of the nervous system. The part of our nervous system that's overly active and the part of our nervous system that's maybe underactive, giving energy to the right place. Good. The next time you breathe out the left nostril will be your last round. Bring the hand down whenever you're ready and just sitting quietly. If you're ready to gently transition back to Shavasana, now you may. But if you feel really comfortable, just seated upright, if the body feels relaxed and rested, you can just stay in the seated position and then lie down whenever you want, if you need to. You just let the mind choose. If you're coming into Shavasana, this is the final Shavasana, so cover for the eyes is really good if you're practicing in the daytime, so that you can really enter into that sense withdrawal state. If you're seated upright, maybe there's something extra you can do to be more comfortable. Maybe another cushion or a shawl around your shoulders, something that makes you feel good and balanced. In both postures, either upright or laying down, normal, natural breaths. And start to feel and bring your mind to the abdomen region. And we can just make an entryway into relaxation by counting our breath every exhalation, right? Counting from 21 to 20 to 19 as we breathe out. And just let every count from 21 down towards 0 start to feel more relaxing and releasing as you let go of the back of the body, any tension in the limbs and the face towards the earth. Again, not changing or extending the breath, natural, normal breathing as it wants to be. With every exhalation, maybe small, tiny acts of relaxation occur. A finger softens, a shoulder deepens, the ankle releases. And then if you're still counting, releasing the count and just feeling the will of the breath rising and falling. And turning your mind from the sounds around you to the sound of your own breathing inside the body. And as your hearing turns inward, so does your sight, touch, taste, smell, everything coming back to its source point inside the body. And this is what we call going on retreat in yoga. Retreating the senses from outside engagement to inner support and nourishment. We'll just move very gently, point by point, through this inner body. And you can do this by seeing, feeling, or sensing a star-like point of light at each of these points, a point of prana, vital energy, starting with the center of the head. Whatever the star-like point of light touches, relaxes, deepens, and softens. Maybe you have an intention of healing, prosperity, inner prosperity, calm, center of the throat, star-like vital energy. Throat relaxes, deepens, centers of both shoulder joints. Shoulders let go. Centers of both elbow joints. Feeling the sensations here. And centers of the wrists. Just watching how the mind moves in and out of focus. Completely natural. Feeling that pulsation, vibration of life force. Tips of all 10 fingers. Feeling what you feel. Back up the palms and the hands to the centers of the wrists. Elbows. Shoulders. And pit of the throat. And from the deep notch of the throat, descending inwards inside the chest to the center of the heart. Both in right and left side of the chest, right and left lungs, back to the center of the heart, down inside the body to the center of the navel, And feeling all the digestive organs just laying down, resting and releasing. Center of the pelvis, between the two hip points, all the pelvic organs as well, softening and releasing. Centers of both of your hips, deep in the cave of the hip socket. As the hips relax, so do the legs and the lower back. Centers of the knees, bright, healing light. Centers of the ankles. Noticing what you feel. Some points are more energetic, some more dull, some with little or no feeling. Across the foot to the tips of all 10 toes. Feeling that literal life force of your prana through pulsation, vibration, back through the foot to the ankles, up the lower leg to the knees, across the thighs to the hip joints, pelvic center, abdomen center, heart center, throat center, through the inner space of the head to the midbrain, third eye center, center of the head. And from the point, that star-like point of light that you feel, sense, or see, the center of the head, now feeling all these energy centers all together at once that we've traveled through. We've walked this pilgrimage of the body. And your body, these energy centers like a constellation in the deep night sky, body floating in the sky. And infusing these centers with the most potent healing energy. May I be healed, may I be happy, may I be free from suffering. And from the feeling of the subtle body, the vibrations and sensations, bring your mind now back to the rise and fall of your abdomen and starting to deepen your breathing. As you deepen your breathing, connecting what you feel on the inside to the physicality of your body, laying on the ground again, connecting back into where you are in time and space, just mentally. But coming through in a different way. As you wake up, wake up, wake up. And finding a way to wake up that feels nourishing and warm. So maybe that's small movements, or maybe that's, if you have an animal, just lightly stroking that animal, petting and loving that animal. Or placing the hand on the belly. Yeah, coming back into integration. Right now, more bigger, larger movements. Yeah, knees to the chest or taking the arms up overhead. Big stretch like you wake up in the morning. Giving a little bit more emphasis on the inhalations now, right? Inhalations just represent that movement. quality, vital quality, and then coming up to a seat if you feel ready. Otherwise, staying rolled to one side or staying in Shavasana for a little bit longer. Good. And then taking the head slightly downwards, and we'll actually half open the eyes so that we can be meditative, but just also be aware of our environment. And it's not so shocking to come back into our space. So even with the eyes downcast, you're still aware of the textures, light, colors around you, smells, shapes, etc. And with your next few breaths, just even surrendering your expectations of the practice or whatever you wanted from the practice and receiving the true gifts then of what this practice has given to you. And just reflecting on that for a moment. And then reflecting on all of those who are with you right now, practicing in the same way. Good. As you inhale, you can bring your palms together in front of the heart, looking down in the space between the palms. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. As you exhale, you can touch the ground, surrender your body to Mother Earth, thanking Mother Earth for holding all experiences of all beings. Inhale to rise. As you rise, either rubbing the palms together and massaging the face, or just taking the arms up and coming back into space around you, whatever feels good. And here we are. Yeah.